life, and we're back. I know y'all hate when I record and drive at the same time because of the noise, but today it is necessary. So I'm gonna talk a little bit louder. Can you hear me now? Today is a special day. Today I'm headed to a place that I lived at for more amount of time than I ever lived at in my entire existence. As a child, I never lived at one place as long as I lived at this place. As a teenager, as a man, I never stayed in one home as long as I stayed in this one. This place being Greensville Correctional Center. That's right, I'm back. Back as a free man. Back without shackles on. Back without a jumpsuit on. I'm back up here with the same COs, the same guards that used to hold me down. Today's a special day. I'm going to pick up a lifelong friend of mine from the penitentiary. Lifelong friend of mine is coming home from Greensville today. Y'all gonna start seeing a lot more of him. I'm gonna leave his name out right now until I'm able to put him on camera. Just a little bit of the drive. About to show y'all some of the institution. I'm not far from it. And then we're gonna get into release day. How it feels to be coming home. That raw emotion that's attached with it. Damn, they just let me go. I love this dude I'm about to pick up. We'll get more into his story today. How we met, how long we've known each other. We've been in prison together. I've been waiting on him, man. I got high hopes for him. Last time I took this trip, I was in the back of a prison bus, being taken to the Powhatan bullpen, where all the buses exchange inmates, and there's a bus headed to every prison in the state of Virginia. So say you're going to another prison, all the buses meet at one place, that's Powhatan. And from there you get off that bus, and you get on the bus that's gonna take you to the next prison. Now that prison bus that you're getting on dropped inmates off that are going to be headed to prison you was at, or one of the other prisons that one of the buses are sitting there pre-designated for. The only other time I ever came down this road was when I initially came to Greensville. It was first thing in the morning. A couple times I left here to go to the outside hospital when I got messed up, had issues going on. But today I'm back. Today I'm back a free man, wondering if I'm gonna see any of these guards I used to know, any of these people that used to make my life a living hell. I told you they throw these prisons out in the middle of nowhere. And the Greensville County leaves Sussex County. Department of Correction signs everywhere. Next step is I walk in, log in, tell them I'm here to get my homeboy. They call down to the building where he lives at. Tell him, hey, your time is up. Pack your stuff. Head to the front. Somebody loves you and they're here to pick your ass up. That's why I come into play. They got a little security check up here, so stop what I got going on. Actually, I'm gonna let y'all catch a little bit of these people right here and what they do. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Any changes? Can you lift your head up a little bit for me? Fully vaccinated?
Yes, ma'am.
968. Have a good day.
course, I'm fully vaccinated. Wow. I don't really know what to say right now, man. Instead of raised wire. See them buildings? That's one building right there. Everybody got their own little sign, you know, and they can feel special. Yeah, man. To get my ace. Honestly, never planned on being back up here, but here we are. This place is massive, man. Keep in mind, state of Virginia, if you're gonna be put to death, this is the last place you're gonna see before you meet your maker. They bring you in here, and however they decide that you're gonna die, well, this is the place where you die at. Well, today, for my homeboy, this is the day that his life re-begins. He's done several bids, so. Yes, sir. Talking to somebody. Remember I told y'all this place is so big they ride around on golf carts? Like, you got people waiting to go in and see their loved ones. Just miles and miles and miles of razor wire. Those buildings way off in the background. Let's see if I can zoom in. Those are the housing units, 4 floors. I told you 4 tiers high. Every one of those is a cell window. And you got your line of golf carts. And you got your morning COs / dickheads doing their jobs, being lazy, finagling. And you got them coming up out of work. That right there is 9 building. A bunch of dudes being released. Man coming up out of here. Proud to finally be done. It's a crazy day for a lot of these dudes. Let me get out. See if I can catch my people in any of these crowds. My dude.
Big ass jump. What's up?
What up with you?
Shit, he gave me some hand sanitizer to be clean. Huh?
Alright, out here at the mall. Gotta take the mall trip. You know, when you come out of prison, you dress like this.
That's right.
Yeah, I've known Bubba since we was kids. We can get a little more into that today. Say what's up, Bubba. Introduce yourself.
How y'all doing? What's up? My name's Bubba. Just getting out of prison. It's crazy.
So we can go in here and get his feet right.
Please.
Put some clothes on his back.
Yes, sir.
Get him back to normal, and we'll catch back in.
All right, Jay Williams. So y'all saw a little bit of the beginning. Hopefully you stuck around, paid attention, so you know what's going on. As you know, I've spoke about my homeboy Bubba in the past. Told y'all he was coming home. Well, today is September 7th.
Yeah.
So he's home. As you saw, I picked him up this morning. By y'all know by now, I told y'all his name is Bubba. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
What's up, man? My name's Bubba. My real name Jacob. 37.
Likes long walks on the beach. Alright, so I know how you were raised up. I know a lot about you. I actually met Bubba when I was 12, and you're 37, so that makes you 4 years younger than me, so you were 8. At the time I met Bubba, 8 years old, he was already smoking cigarettes. He was already getting high. So I'm gonna let him tell you about his life, and I'm gonna ask some questions. We're gonna go from there. So how was life growing up for you? Single home family, both parents? What was it?
Man, I grew up with my mama in the trailer park. You know, like you said, started smoking at 4. Started getting high at 4.
Now he's being honest. 4. Like if somebody hears, Mr. Man, this dude's a liar. 4 years old, kids don't know that, man. You better ask around.
Man, I was taking. I remember my mama had a bomb with a 6-shooter on it, and that's what I hit was the bomb with the 6-shooter on it.
So from there, it was pretty much just trouble. You were pretty much destined.
Yeah, destined. The first time I ever got locked up, I was 10 years old. It was for trying to break into a house to steal a bologna sandwich. You know, I ain't had no food.
Right.
You know, rice and cheese is basically what I grew up on. So I first started breaking into houses, to eat, and then it went on to bigger things: drugs, money, guns, clothes.
It's crazy. I actually remember I was running from the police one time, and Bubba was out there, and I had a pistol on me, and I ran by Bubba, and I was like, "Bubba, here, take this pistol," and I gave Bubba the pistol, and Bubba took off with it. Cops got me, searched me, didn't find me with nothing. A little bit later, he came back with the pistol. So the first time you got locked up, you said you were how old?
I was 12.
12, and they took you to Chesterfield?
Took me to Chesterfield Detention Home. I'd have been in Chesterfield, Merrimack, Henrico, Richmond, Danville City. I've been in prison. I did juvenile life, at Beaumont.
What sent you to Beaumont for juvenile life?
Beanie and grand larceny and gun charges. Caught my first gun charge when I was 13.
Right.
It's just from there it just kept progressing.
What sent you to prison? I mean, you say progressing. When you say progressing, what do you mean? Like alcohol, drugs?
Alcohol. First time I ever did heroin when I was 13. Started drinking at a young age. Really, my mom's only 80 pounds, 4'7",
Right.
So I ran over, it wasn't hard to run over time with such
Yeah,
a
I know
small
his
woman.
mom as well.
She just been, it's just what I grew up on. It's the life, the life I've lived.
Yeah, Bubba was one of the kids in the neighborhood that I would be out running the streets all night, and me and him would be just out doing whatever. I remember going to his house and there being people just passed out all through the trailer. You had to like step over people, and there would be crack on the table. You probably think, how are people sleep and smoking crack? Well, they smoke crack to the point that they could go to sleep on it. You know what I mean? They could literally smoke some crack and take a nap, wake up and smoke some more crack. I remember walking through his trailer and there being bikers sprawled out and just big burly men, half naked, liquor bottles knocked over, ashtrays knocked over. So we fast forward. What sent you to prison for the first time, and how old were you?
When I did juvenile life, I went to prison. Well, I did juvenile life. I did juvenile life from 14 to 19. Got out when I was 19, and I did my first prison bid at 21.
And how long was that?
That was 2 years, and then I got out for 6 months, maybe a year. Went back for 6.5 years. That's when we was in prison together.
Right. Funny story. I was actually, the place I was at, I've told y'all about Indian Creek. Remember I told y'all he knows the guy Joe from After Prison Show? If you look at the video where Joe shows his prison album and his photos, this is the Bubba he was talking about, that he's taking pictures with Joe Guerrero. Joe, if you see this, reach out to me, Bubba. I'm sure I'd like to talk to you. They actually kicked it. You knew
I was
Joe.
a soccer player, man.
Him and Joe played soccer together. Yeah. So I only knew Joe through seeing him passing. He was the mural painter at Indian Creek. He painted like the murals for you to take pictures with your family and whatnot. But yeah, Joe had spoke on Bubba. So me and Bubba while in prison, we had a lot of good talks.
Yes, sir.
And I told him my plan in life, which is what y'all see me doing today. Everything I told him I was gonna do, I came home and did. I actually brought him to work with me. He worked a couple days, but by then he was caught up in his madness. And last time I seen him, he was headed up some steps. I just bought a new car, and he was going into the dope man's hotel room. And I say, Bubba, you all right? And he just looked at me and shook his head and said, man, just keep going, Jay. Just keep going.
That's right, man.
And it wouldn't be long after that, you were locked back up on this bed here.
It was that day.
That day you got locked up.
That day I got locked up, Chesterfield. I was leaving Target, and Chesterfield, the jump out crew hit me at the light.
And what did you end up, after all that was said and done, what did you end up getting sentenced on this one?
This one, grand larceny and obtaining money by false pretense.
So you were stealing to feed your addiction, pretty much.
Yeah.
How's prison now compared to when me and you were in there together? How's it changed?
It's a lot different, man. Back then it was a lot more loyalty and respect, and a lot more dangerous. It still got its up and downs now, you know.
Still run by the gangs?
Still ran by the gangs. If you're in any gang, you can't get on the phone. Actually, in my pod, remember when you called me on? I called you on the phone. I told you, dude. You know, last Friday, dude got raped in there. You know, so all that's still happening. You know.
Elaborate on that a little bit, because people don't seem to believe that in the year 2021, prison rape still happens.
Man, actually, what's crazy is I talked to one of the dudes that supposedly done it. You know, white dude named Smalls. Like we talked every day. Like we ate together, we talked together, and he wasn't a bad dude. And he moved in the cell with this other little white guy, and they were alright for like 2 weeks, like cool. And then we come out, and little dude Timmy goes running to the booth, and everybody's kind of looking, and they come and they lock Timmy up, put him in protective custody, and then
we don't have PC here, so they put him in the hole.
They put him in the hole
under investigation.
Yep.
Virginia doesn't have a PC.
Restrictive housing is what
right.
It is. They put you in the hole. But so then when they came back, after they got him, they came back to get Smalls, put him in cuffs, and they made him take his boxes off right there, like to
collect evidence.
Yeah, to collect evidence. When I left today, their room was still untouched, so it still happens, and you wouldn't even expect it.
They have the crime scene tape up, or just the door shut?
They just had the door shut, took pictures. They ain't had to tape it, but their stuff's been in there for almost 2 weeks. So, but it still happens. People running around with knives, getting stabbed.
See a lot of stabbings of Greensville.
A lot of stabbings. Two days ago, there was an OD. A lot of heroin and fentanyl up there, like, it's like the streets. So there's just ODs, people getting stabbed. Like I said, people getting raped. It still happens.
I told people, man, I said, at some points, man, it's easier to find drugs in the penitentiary than it is the streets.
That's because you only got to go 2 cells down.
Right. Out here in the streets, if you decide you want to be a junkie, you have to know somebody that sells drugs or know a neighborhood to go to go buy drugs. Opposed to in the penitentiary, it's like a big soap opera. I've told you that. Everybody knows everything that's going on.
Like a college.
Yeah. So if there's drugs in there, you don't have to ask who's got drugs. It's already known. So you could come in prison as a person that's never done heroin, never done crack, and nothing like that, and leave out dope sick. Come out with a full-blown habit. I've seen it.
Just met a kid the other day. Me and little dude talked. He was a young dude. He got 8 years. He's been down for 4. And he's told me he's been tried every drug. He's been done it, shooting and smoking it, and he's never had a drug. All he had a hit and run. That's it. Like, that's what's sent him to prison. And now he's going home. And I feel,
A full-blown drug addict.
Full-blown drug addict. And I try to talk to him, man, but they think when they get out, man, it's just gonna be, I ain't gotta mess with it no more. It's over.
Doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. Just like Cody.
All right, so you failed last time. Like I told y'all, me and him, we would walk the track. We'd smoke weed together at the last camp, smoke cigarettes together. I told you the fence was right there. Tell him you would see dudes literally run up and just start throwing packages over the fence.
They shut their yard down.
Did
this
they?
Time, yeah, when I was in there this time, when I left Indian Creek, because I was in Indian Creek this time, They because you know when you go back to prison, they try to send you back because of the drug program.
Right.
But they shut the 123 side, the 123 yard. They shut that down completely because people was throwing packs over there, and now they got 3 extra fences to where you can't go over there.
I told them I've seen dudes get out of prison and get rearrested the same day for coming back up to the prison and throwing stuff over the fence to their homeboys. The cops get them, they're locked back up, and next thing you know, they're back in prison. Didn't even make it 24 hours on the streets.
Nope.
So we had a lot of talks. In our talks, I told you, I said, and you can validate all this, stay away from the drugs. Stay away from the people you used to mess with. I tell y'all that all the time. These guys out here really don't care about you. They care about you as long as you're into the same thing they're into. If they're getting high, they're going to let you rock with them while they get high. If they're doing this, doing that, and you're doing this and doing that, they're going to rock with you. The moment they see you doing something better or going down another road, they're going to separate yourselves. You know what I mean? They're not going to mess with you because you're not the same as them. That's what I tried to stress to him when we were in there. I told him when I come out, I'm going to separate myself from these people. He came out and reconnected with all the same people that you thought were your friends, that didn't write you, didn't contact you, didn't come see you, never sent you $1, and you went back to those people instead of sticking next to your family. Why do you think it is guys get out and gravitate back towards the dudes that don't care about them and go right past the people that do?
That's a true statement.
Why do you think that is? Why did you choose to go back to the streets rather than to your kids and your family?
Because for real, that's all I know. I grew up so long doing the street thing that was all I knew, and I didn't understand. I was still kind of young when I got out the last time. So now I didn't have to figure it out. You know, like that's just what we're used to. So we, you know, like.
So you're saying streets were pretty much all you knew.
Yeah.
So when you came home, you didn't know, even though you knew the right thing to do was the family life, get with your kids, you automatically went back to what you knew.
Straight back to what I knew.
So what's different this go round?
For one, I got a little bit older. I went to school. I got good people around me. I got chances that I've never had before. You know, I got a good support system. Jay's been trying to help me multiple times. And I feel that this is my last shot that I got with him.
Right.
And so you know, I got people in position to help me now. And I've never had someone just, you know, hey, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help you, you know, succeed in life. I'm gonna help you do this. I'm gonna help you do that.
Right.
Instead, it's, hey, why don't you come ride with us? Why don't we go get some dope? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Now it's a different way, you know. And plus, I lost my son's mother, so.
You say you lost your son's mother. How'd you lose?
She died of colon cancer at 31 last year, May 14th, 2020. My sister took custody of my son, so, you know, she gonna hold him until I get on my feet. But that's something I need to get on my feet, because when me and my son talk, that's all you know. You can tell that he needs the love. Like, he don't have.
He wants his dad.
Yeah, he don't have one. He don't have the mama. All he has is his dad, so he wants his dad. So, you know, he's a big motivator. Like, I'm actually gonna put him before all the bullshit.
I mean, you're a grown man, but I'm gonna give you the advice that I would give myself, which is connect yourself to the people that care about you, the people that love about you, the people that love you, the people that tell you don't go out there with these dudes and do that. Hey, you need to be home at a certain time. Leave them alone. We love you. Stop doing that. Those are the people you need to connect yourself with. Like we talked on the way here, and I told you it's QOP. QOP means quality of people. You are who you hang around.
Yeah.
You hang around with me, you're going to go to work every day. You're going to get a house. You're going to pay bills. You're going to have a license. You're going to have your kids. If you decide to go back to the block, back to getting high, back to the guys that you used to kick it with, then you know exactly what you're going to get. And with you being in the prison so many times now, we both know that if something should happen that you would go back. The next time you come out, you ain't going to have no braids, because you probably ain't going to have no hair. You know what I mean? Like,
I got a good hairline.
But you won't. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all jokes aside, you're going to be one of those guys that becomes an old white man that is automatically labeled a chomo because you're an old white man.
Yep, you're right about that. There's a lot of them in there doing life.
You also mentioned that, and I talked to you all about the gay population in prison. I don't have no problem with nobody being gay. Don't push up on me. Don't come at me with it. And I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, that's your life. That's what this is about, is being real. So
Right.
if you're going to be real and that's who you are and you're openly about it, I don't have a problem with it as long as you don't try to force yourself on me. How has that changed in there? Somebody told me that even the gang members have made it to where they now can openly mess with boys.
Yeah. They I don't get it twisted. I don't know how they done it, but it's happening. Now, like I said, now it is more open and like allowed. Back in the day,
Accepted.
It's more accepted now. Like, if you're gay in the penitentiary, you get more, and you know that you get more. You get to come out more. You get to do this. You get to do that. Like,
You get leeway with the officers.
So now, if you gay, then you get all that leeway. So now, it's alright. Like, people are just, it's fine.
Like, that's what it is. I'm gay. Let me out my cell. I need an extra tray.
I need an extra shower.
Can I get on the phone when nobody else is out the cell?
There you go.
I got a charge, Captain. Hey, can you make this go away? 'Cause, I'll tell on him. Or
That's exactly what it is.
And I mean, I've said that in the past, and that don't apply to all gay guys, so I don't want y'all to think that's what I'm saying. But there is a big stigma
Most of them don't think they're gay.
that is stuck with dudes that most people think, well, the gay guys are always in the guards' faces, so they're telling them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you got the guys that mess with the boys that'll swear to God to you they're not gay. You know what I mean?
Ain't none of them gay. They ain't taking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gay. They living in the penitentiary. So
That's what they say.
they living in the penitentiary. So when they go home, they can do their thing. And I ain't got nothing wrong with it either. It's just,
They justify it by saying, well, I'm locked up.
so
If I wasn't locked up, I wouldn't be doing this.
There you go.
And I ain't doing nothing to him. He's doing it all to me. He's gay.
There you go. Perfect. That's the same.
So how does it feel to be out, man?
Feels great, man.
Like, has it set in yet? Does it feel real?
You seen when we got to, we rode, we talked, I was enjoying the whole conversation, and then remember when we got to the mall, man, you see I had to hop out the truck, man. Like, I think that's when it set in. Like, I had to almost puke, you know what I'm saying? My nerve, I was jittery. I'm still jittery. I'm still a little
Yeah, plus it's the first time ever on camera.
ever.
You ought to think he's been gone 5 years. I wasn't doing this. He was around when I started my construction company,
Yeah.
which is still up and running. He was one of the first few people that actually ever worked for me. Didn't last long because he just needed that little bit of money to go get, what he was gonna do. But
You remember when I called you and said that day about my pants? Remember when I called you and told you throw them out the window? Cause something was in it.
Oh yeah.
Remember? I left it in the truck and I called you and told you just throw it out the window.
Oh yeah, he had rolled with me in the work truck and left his pants in there and it had drug paraphernalia in it. And I said, what is it? And he said, don't even look in it, man. Just take it and throw it away. And I didn't look in it because I pretty much knew, so I tossed it out.
And it hurts me, man. Like, I don't like Jay to see me doing bad.
Yeah, it was
Man, I don't like it.
It was a weird feeling. I had just bought an Eclipse, and I just happened to be riding through this hotel parking lot because at the time I had a family member that was out there doing real bad, and that's where she was known to be at, getting high. So I said, let me see if she's out here, man. Let me see if she got these kids out here, because it's so I'm about to flip out, like, you know what I mean? Got the kids out in the heat. And I drive through and I don't see my family member. I actually see him heading up these stairs, and this hotel is known for nothing but drugs. And he's got all this stuff underneath his arm that you clearly know is stolen, and he's going to trade it to the dope man. And that would be your last day as a free man.
That'd be my last day. And then I left, and like I said, I went to Target. And on the way back, Chesterfield got me, put me in jail. I think that was like April 14th, 2016.
Been gone ever since.
Gone ever since.
Came home today. You should have been home though, right?
Yeah, Chesterfield, I'm on probation in a couple counties. So when you get in trouble, you go for this violation, you go for this violation, you go for this violation. I was supposed to come home March 5th this year, but Chesterfield waited 3 years to violate me. They violated me this last November in 2020. They violated me, and they gave me you know, I got a paid lawyer. I had a friend to help me, you know, get a lawyer, and that's just on a violation. You already know you're guilty. You already know, you know, that's just for please be lenient on time, and so paid him $3,500 for him to go in there. He got me 2 years. He ran 18 months concurrent, and then I had to do an extra 6 months. That's why I got out today. Actually, my release date was yesterday, but you can't leave on a holiday, so I had to stay extra day. When that lawyer came out the courtroom, like when he came back here to talk to me, you know, back in the back, he looked at me, said, man, he said, look, if you ever get in trouble again, he was like, don't call me. He said, your money's not worth my, you know, it ain't worth the trouble.
Meaning you're not going to come home. There's nothing he can do for you.
Yeah, meaning that, you know, I'm done. And that's another reason. I think that's one of the moments that changed my life, when I heard, you know, a lawyer that you're paying, that he don't care if he wins or loses. But,
right.
You know, he don't even want to deal with it because he knows that it's, you know, he's not going to be able to help me. So I'm just ready to be a father. Ready to try to, you know, I want to own something. I ain't never owned a phone on my own. I ain't really nothing. You know, everything's stolen. But,
right.
You know, now I want to pay for something. You know, I want to be able to buy a hat, a t-shirt.
Right.
You know, a candy bar.
Yeah, it was cool. When Bubba showed up to the prison I was at, I hadn't seen him in a very long time. Not to mention, at this point, I've been locked up about 8.5 years, finishing up my 10. And I see, and we call him Little Bubba because he's a smaller dude. You know, I mean, he's wide, but he's a smaller dude. Even as kids, he was this little tiny guy that was running around smoking cigarettes at 7, 8 years old, like legitly asking me, hey, can you roll this joint for me? This is a little kid. You're talking a second, third grader with a bag of weed. Tell me, can you roll this joint? Man, I ain't worried about it. I figured it out on my own. But I run into him in the prison, and I see him when he comes in with his bags, and we're in a dorm. There's bunks everywhere. And I'm looking at him, because you know I told y'all, you look at the new guys when they come in. We always size them up. Do I know anybody? Do I got beef with anybody that just came in? Who is this dude? And I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this dude looks familiar. And I see he glances his eyes at me, but he's also still getting his bed assignment. Got to figure out what bunk is his. Go make his bunk, put his stuff away. He's also got to watch his surroundings. Like, do I got any beef with anybody in here? You know what I mean?
Stolen and robbed.
Like, I done robbed people in the streets, stole things in the streets. Are any of these people locked up? Like, am I getting ready to get busted upside my head when I'm not looking? And I remember I walked up on him and I was like, is your name Bubba? And he was like, yeah. And he looked at me for a second. He was like, Jay? And from there, we were like this. And I told you in the state of Virginia, we don't click by color. You know what I mean? Like, here, you can click up with whoever you click up with as long as y'all have something in common, and that can be your people. And he was always there for me. I told you, I've got a bad temper. He'll tell you, I've got a bad temper. With the dude Cherry, I told you about that. Joe said that. Joe talked about it on his channel. He said Cherry touched his butt. True story. I mean, I'm not clowning Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, like, actually.
That's a big boy.
Cherry's a big boy.
Big boy.
He said Cherry made a comment one day going, I know that boy know I touched his butt while he was asleep. Yeah, and he said that Cherry was one of those people that struck fear in him. I told him, Cherry ain't strike no fear in me. Me and Cherry got into it at the microwave, and as quick as it started, it ended. And I look back, Bubba's dead asleep, done hopped off the bunk, barefooted, standing there. And by that time, the guards had intervened between me and Cherry. Like, it wasn't none of that Cherry running me, Cherry scaring me.
Remember they said that he told on you for getting a tattoo or something. That's when it was over. You went and said something to him for...
No, me and Cherry got into it over the microwave. Travis Potts told on me over the joint. Yeah. And then I went in the bathroom to fight with him. Yep. He got the lock in the sock. Remember you yelled to me. Yep. You was like, Jay, he got the lock in the sock. And I said, tell him bring that bitch. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
And he would not come in there. He would not come in there and fight me, man. But Bubba rocked with me. I'm glad he's out. I'm going to help him set his channel up. As a man that's done a lot of time incarcerated, he's got a lot of stories. As somebody that's lived that life in the streets when it comes to drugs, I think he can help give back to people and not only tell you what not to do, but what to do. You'll be seeing more of him. I got some lives coming up. We're going to get deeper into him. This is just part one. This is more of the intro into who Bubba is, who Jacob is. Anything you like to say before we get out of here?
Man, just stay focused. Keep your eyes ahead of you instead of behind you. And, just
live your best life, man.
Yeah, live your best life, man. If you got somebody to help you, man, take the help. Don't be, I've always had a pride issue, man. Don't, take it, man. They ain't, especially if they're there to help you like Jay, man. And I appreciate everything he's doing, and I hope the best for him.
All right, well, that's what it is, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. But y'all already know, these detention centers, these jails, these prisons, they're all just crazy worlds inside of this already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute.